Welcome, friends, family, coaches, players, supporters, to our annual event. Today we are celebrating the end of 6 years of running our soccer and leadership programs for over 500 girls in the Bay Area. I'm Bree Russell, the founding executive director of Girls Leading Girls, and your co-host for the night. With me today is Maya Areola, my co-host. She is on our U17 Warriors girls travel team in our club program. She was also a founding member of the club, and I have been her coach since she started with us when she was just 9 years old. Feels like yesterday, Maya. She is also a junior coach and has traveled with us on a number of our international trips, including Nicaragua and Costa Rica. Maya, say hello to the audience.
Hi everyone, I'm super excited to be co-hosting with Coach Bree. I know 2020 has been a tough year, so ending with this fun virtual gala is a great way to say goodbye to 2020 and hello to 2021.
To get you pumped for the show, here are some tips and what to expect. First, use the chat feature to comment during the show and engage with each other. If you're having any issues or have questions, contact Amy at girlsleadinggirls.org. Click on the silent auction link in the chat and in your welcome email to bid on items. The auction will close at 8:30 tonight. You can also purchase more raffle tickets or donate throughout the event by going to the Eventbrite page, also linked in the chat and in your welcome email. We'll announce 2 raffle winners tonight and the remaining one tomorrow. Remember to snag a photo of you and your household and share with us by following the instructions in the chat. The best household photo will win a prize. And be ready to vote for the best girls group video towards the end of the show. The winning team also gets a prize. Lastly, get your scavenger hunt sheet out and ready so you can win another chance at a cool prize. The first 5 correct winners to email us their sheet will get a prize.
Girls Leading Girls has helped me on the field by improving my soccer skills and helping me in my game. And off the field, they have helped me by being very supportive and always telling me that I can do it and I can improve my skills and helping me in many ways.
I like playing with Girls Leading Girls because I really enjoy all of the coaches and my teammates and learning soccer together, and it's really nice to have female coaches and female leaders I can look up to.
Hi, my name is Malia. I am 10 years old and I am in the 4th grade. I started being in Girls Leading Girls soccer team in 2nd grade, and I was in there because soccer is my favorite sport. Girls Leading Girls can make me more confident of making more friends and not being shy to make more friends.
It's more positive. Like a lot of my friends are on different teams, and their coaches will be like, no, you did this wrong. But the Girls Leading Girls would say well, you can improve on this, and here's how you can improve it by. And so it's really, well, mainly positive, but it's also a really cool competitive club, and teaches you how to be a badass girl.
I like playing with Girls Leading Girls because the coaches really take care of their players. It's not there's a connection between the players and the coaches. The coaches make sure the players are okay, and it kind of just feels more like a family. And when we play, it's just one of the best feelings I've ever had. I like this team so much.
So my story is I played soccer my whole life, and for me, it was an escape from life's struggles, a place where I was recognized and could be myself. After playing in college, I went to the Peace Corps in the South Pacific in Vanuatu for 2 years on a rural island. I thought that I was going to get to play soccer, but when I arrived with my soccer ball, they said that only the men played soccer there. I decided to try and play anyway, despite their reluctance, and then I beat them. I was able to continue playing, and some girls in the village saw me and asked to join. I then created a women's team and got us sponsored tickets to a FIFA tournament hosted on a nearby island. Many people in the community discouraged us from going. They didn't understand why we were traveling to play soccer. We played on hot volcanic ash for 3 days. The bottom of my cleats burned off because it was so hot. We ended up winning 1st place. We got a huge Wimbledon-sized trophy and $100. When we returned to our village, the community was waiting for us with flowers. They heard we won. The girls were so happy, they chanted and ran around the village celebrating their victory. It was at that moment that a light bulb went off, and I knew soccer was so much more than a game. I could see that these women were now seen as winners in their community, and that soccer and sports transcends language, race, gender, class, and can be a vehicle for confidence, women's empowerment, and community change. When I got back to the Bay Area, where I'm from, I started Girls Leading Girls because I want to continue to empower women and girls like me to become leaders on and off the field. We have here with us some of the girls in our programs. We have Shoka, Maya, and Ella May, and we'll start with Shoka. Can you tell me how long you've been part of Girls Leading Girls and what grade you're in school now?
My name is Shoka, and I've been with Soul since 4th grade. Currently, I am a junior at Abraham Lincoln High School.
How has Girls Leading Girls helped you in your life, and what made you want to stay part of this organization for so long?
Well, first at the beginning, I joined with my whole soccer team because we moved. As I kept playing, I realized that I really enjoyed the clubs and the coaches, and that your motto was Girls Leading Girls. And I thought it was very empowering to have women coaches, women, just the whole organization be based around women.
So during this pandemic, I know it's been very stressful for a lot of people, and particularly for girls. We haven't had a chance to play games. How have you managed the stress from the pandemic and the quarantine and all of that? And what advice do you have for other girls who might be feeling stressed out?
During this pandemic, I've been coping with my stress and anxiety by just doing stuff I love, whether it's reading, going outside, playing soccer. A piece of advice I would give to young girls struggling throughout this pandemic would be to just do stuff they love, whether it's going outside, socially distancing, but seeing friends or playing soccer. I think with the online learning and adjusting to all the different rules, I think it's best to take time to themselves.
Maya, can you tell us how long you've been part of Girls Leading Girls and what grade you're currently in now?
I'm Maya. I'm a junior at Gateway High School, and I've been playing with Girls Leading Girls since 4th grade when Bree adopted our team.
Maya, how has being part of Girls Leading Girls helped you with life challenges that you've been facing as a teen growing up in San Francisco?
As a teen growing up in San Francisco, I've definitely experienced sexism as a woman, racism because I am, a teen of color. Also, just like a lack of confidence in general, since there are a lot of, societal standards for women and specifically young women. Girls Leading Girls has helped me overcome these challenges because it's really broadened the definition of what it means to be a strong female in society today, and I definitely think that's really important because society tells us young women that to be strong and empowering you have to be a man, and Girls Leading Girls has really acted as a support system to help boost my confidence, bring positivity back into my life, and just work on ways to fight up against sexism and learn how to be an empowering, strong woman.
Thank you, Maya. I've certainly loved watching you play over the last 7 years, and getting to know you and Shoka on and off the field has been such a pleasure. How have you been handling the pandemic, and what have you done to help with stress, and what recommendations do you have for other girls?
First off, I'd just like to say that anxiety and stress is completely normal during these times because circumstances are 100% different than they normally are. I think in the beginning I was a little bit stressed because I was like, this is not normal, I'm having so much anxiety, is it just me? To deal with it, I've just been finding new hobbies, things in the house to do. I make jewelry. Soccer, being able to actually play in person has definitely really helped with my mental health. Working out, going on runs, taking walks in the sun like Shoko had said. But yeah, and just some advice that I'd have for other girls is to totally reach out to your friends and family because it's completely normal and they are always there to help you, and I think that's something really important to remember.
Ella May, tell us what grade you're in now and how long you've been part of Girls Leading Girls.
My name's Ella May. I'm currently in 7th grade and I've been in Girls Leading Girls since 5th grade.
how has being part of Girls Leading Girls helped you growing up as a young woman and an athlete in San Francisco?
Well, I feel like in San Francisco, out of all places, it's the best place to be because there are so many organizations and groups that are part of female women's rights and really speak out about that problem. And also, I feel very lucky to be part of the soccer female community.
LMA, what is one of the best things about being part of the Girls Leading Girls team that you're on?
Well, I feel like I can always express myself in Girls Leading Girls because they're so welcoming, and at first I was pretty introverted, but after getting to know all the players on my team and getting to know their different personalities, I became more extroverted, and it really helped me open up to other people.
Thank you, girls, for your thoughtful responses. I want you to know that we're all very proud of you for stepping on that field every time and giving it your all, proving to everyone that you can be a tough, strong woman on and off the field. And now we're going to hear from some of our board members.
So my name's Natalie Macias, and I'm originally from Southern California, Orange County area. And how I'm involved with Girls Leading Girls is I started out as coaching the 05 Courage team, and was coaching them for, I think almost 5 years. So I got to see them grow up from, little elementary school kids, and then, depart as they went off to high school. So it was a really, really great experience. And so from there, Bree asked me to then become a part of the advising board. And so that's where I'm at right now with Girls Leading Girls. And then beyond Girls Leading Girls, I'm the interim director for health promotion services at the University of San Francisco.
My name is Sam Ugalava, and I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I started getting involved with Girls Leading Girls maybe 5 or 6 years ago when I lived in San Francisco the first time. I started playing in a tournament annually with Bree and Natalie, actually, and that's how I first got introduced to Girls Leading Girls. And over the years, I've just really kept in touch with Bree and the work that she's been doing for the organization, and joined the board earlier this year to get more involved moving forward now that I'm back living in San Francisco. Outside of being on the board, I also am a product manager in the tech industry and currently work for a company that's based out of Boston. My soccer story starts when I was 3.5 years old, and I really, really wanted to play any type of sport, but nothing was available for a kid that young where I grew up. And I remember that my whole family was in the car driving home from church one Sunday morning. We stopped at our local country store to pick up some milk. And I started reading actually really young. And I just remember sitting in the car and I saw this sign that was in the window of the store that said 4-year-olds can play soccer. And I was like, Mom, it says 4-year-olds can play soccer. And a lot of people, recommend that you don't specialize in one sport, you play lots of sports. And I think that's a great advice, except when you really love one thing. I think that advice is given to kind of keep kids interested and, not get burnt out from playing one thing. But I started playing at 3.5 and I still love the game as much as I did as the first time I stepped on the field. So I ended up playing for a competitive team, traveled all around the country, playing in tournaments, going to college showcase tournaments. And when it came time to pick a college where I wanted to play, I said to my parents, I either want to play for one of the best programs in the country, or I want to play for a program that's never made history before, and I want to be part of that. During college, I actually started my first company, which was a soccer recruiting tool. It was a tech company that I ended up working on for about 7 years after I graduated, actually. And that's what launched my career into kind of combining the world of sports tech and sports media. And today, I can't play anymore, mostly because of some bad knees, but I spend my evenings playing FIFA during the pandemic and working on some side projects with some national team players, and starting businesses that are in this area, and really just trying to continue the conversation around diversity and equity, and equality within sports, and elevating the women's game as much as possible.
One of my favorite memories playing soccer is actually in high school. I was 16 years old, and our high school went to Europe to play in the Gothia Cup, which Girls Leading Girls had done. And so when Bree was telling me about that, I was like, I played in that, when I was 16. So we went there, and it was pretty much our high school team, and we did really well. And it was the first time I got to travel abroad and, see the world, visit other countries, etc., and also see other girls teams from other countries. But we ended up actually going to the finals, and we played in the Gothenburg Stadium, and here I am, this 16-year-old, like a deer in headlights in the stadium, and just like in awe. We actually ended up playing another team from the US, but just that experience alone was amazing.
I've been an entrepreneur for almost 8 years now. I don't know that I have great advice necessarily to share with other women and girls yet. I still feel like I'm learning every single day. But I will say that I think a huge part of being an entrepreneur is, seeing a problem that needs to be solved and finding a solution to that. And sometimes that solution can be something that no one else has thought of before, or can see, or even believes in. And it's kind of that idea of having a vision that maybe you're the only one who can see it, but every day you're putting in the work and grinding away to try to make that vision become a reality. And that's a lesson that I learned growing up playing soccer was, every day, the players that, have the biggest impact and usually go the furthest are the ones who are outside kicking a ball against the wall every single day, or doing training that's outside of what their practices or what their coach is telling it. It's this long, slow, hard journey of putting in the work day after day. And my vision is a world where people feel empowered to build community while advancing gender equality, diversity, and women's sports. And so whether it's in a tech job or in a media job, which both those industries have kind of crossed, there's a million things that you can do in tech. I always try to bring back every opportunity to that vision statement. So advancing gender equality, advancing diversity, or advancing women's sports. And so I think if you can set that vision statement of what's the thing you want to do for the world, like how do you want to see the world come to life, and what action can you take to help with that, you can pick opportunities to do that.
Congrats, Girls Leading Girls, on another amazing year. Looking forward to turning the page on year 2020 and enjoying the new year in 2021. Congrats.
Congrats, Girls Leading Girls, on another awesome year in 2020. I know it's been probably really hard being stuck inside and, maybe not getting to be with your teammates or with your coaches in person, but this has been a really growing year, I think, for you guys and for all of us, and really looking forward to a new year and a new start in 2021.
How is everyone enjoying the show so far? Maya and I want to take a minute to remind you to go to the silent auction link and get your bid in to win a signed Joe Montana jersey, or a Sea Trek canoe adventure in Sausalito, or a Nestle Nespresso machine.
Of course, you can always just donate via the link in the chat to help more girls get access to this program, and don't forget to send us your home photo.
Next, we have a few videos from our girls teams to share with you. Get your voting skills ready. We'll share each video and send you instructions on how to vote for the best team video in the chat. We'll announce the winning team in the chat at the end of the show.
Wolves, 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 we howl in the night.
Welcome back. Here with me, we have some of our coaches and leaders in our organization here to share their story and their opinions about leadership, girls soccer, and life skills. Coaches, we'd love to hear about you. So we'll start with Megan. Megan, please tell us where you're from, your soccer story, and what you do for Girls Leading Girls.
My name is Megan Arabian, and I'm the managing director for Girls Leading Girls. And my soccer journey started when I was 5 years old, playing for the local Parks and Rec in my town. I'm originally from the Bay Area. I played soccer my whole life. It's been the most constant sport throughout my whole childhood and even into adulthood.
Can you tell us about what it was like for you and what you did to stay positive with body image when you were a teen? There's so much emphasis on our bodies, not just as athletes, but also as girls and women. So what helped you as a teen with body image?
That's a great question, and it's something that I really struggled with throughout my entire childhood. Sports was the one place that I felt safe, that I didn't feel judged being with other girls on the same team. I didn't really tackle finding body neutrality and body positivity until a couple years ago. And it really came down to accepting my body just as it was. But it was definitely a struggle growing up, but I will say it was the girls' soccer teams I was a part of, the basketball teams, the lacrosse teams, that really helped me to accept my body as it was.
Senna, can you tell us what you do for Girls Leading Girls, your soccer story, and where you're from?
Well, my name's Senna. I'm from Richmond, California. I currently go to Mills College in Oakland, California for biology and urban education, and I started playing soccer when I was about 4 years old until I was about 15 or 16, and I tore my ACL twice, so I kind of fell out of it, and then I got back into it by coaching with Girls Leading Girls, obviously, and I'm from Richmond, California.
What are some of the challenges that you faced as a coach working with the girls in our free after-school program in Oakland?
I think one of my greatest challenges working for the program in Oakland was just kind of reassuring them that this is for a reason. A lot of them didn't play soccer, they didn't know the dynamic of it, so one of my greatest efforts was to make sure that it was beyond soccer. It was about your leadership, teamwork, and just thinking about others around you. It's not about yourself, and so that's kind of the emphasis I wanted to put on as a coach for them. So that was my greatest challenge for myself.
And Senna, what do you think we need more of or less of right now in the world to help with equality in general?
More love and less ignorance. I think there's just a lack of awareness about things beyond yourself. Like I said before, it's not about you, it's about everyone around you and the better for them. So it's just kind of sad to see how little people care about others. There's really not much empathy. But then again, on the brighter side, there is. It's just, it doesn't get the attention it deserves. So we always see the negative, we don't see the kindness around the world. So it's because it's not projected, we believe it's not being received by anybody, and that's not the case. So it's just all about perception, and yeah, that's really it.
Norma, can you share your name, what you do for Girls Leading Girls, and your soccer story?
My name is Norma Sanchez Moreno. I was born in Mexico, but I grew up playing in the Bay Area, and that's where I grew up my whole life. I started playing on co-ed teams and played for a little bit, and then started playing on my first all-girls team for Jamestown, which is a club in the city. It's a recreation club, so I learned a lot of skills, got to meet a lot of teammates that I'm still friends with to this day, and continued playing throughout high school, played in college for Chabot College and Lyon College, which is a small school in Arkansas, and just have continued to play and coach ever since.
Norma, next question for you is, have you ever experienced discrimination for your race, gender, sexual orientation, or anything else on or off the soccer field? If so, how did you handle it, and what advice would you give to anybody else?
I have dealt with discrimination, all different types, gender, sexism, race, being from a different country. And the advice I would give young players, and especially coaches, is to stand up and say something. So not just letting it go, making sure that you make your voice heard, whether it's a tough situation or not. Just making sure that you do not let it just continue to go on. One of the most recent incidents I dealt with discrimination was on a high school soccer field in Alameda, and a player from the other team said a very racist comment to one of my players, and we happen to be playing a school that's historically known to win, to not be very diverse. I had to take her off the field because I could just see that she was getting physically upset. So I took her off, she told me what happened, and I commended her for not using violence because she would have been the one to get in trouble, not the girl that said something. So after the game, and it was near the end of the game, after the game, same referees were gonna be used for our varsity game. So I went over to the referees with the player and my assistant coaches, and I told them what happened. They laughed it off, just acted like it wasn't a big deal. And since it's a high school event, it's an extension of the classroom, and even on the field, my players weren't being treated the same way. And it wasn't because of the way we trained, the way we played. It had nothing to do with that. It just had to do that we were a team of color. We were very diverse. We were proud of it. I followed up with my athletic director and the principals, and I let them know what happened. I still hadn't really heard anything from our side, from our school. I kept asking, and it was near the end of the season, so I knew if I didn't say anything, that was just gonna get swept under the rug again. So I just kept asking my athletic director if the other school had punished the girl, if she had missed games, if any actions were taking place, and nothing. So she finished the season, had no punishment or no consequence for her actions. Everyone, including our league, said that was okay, basically, by not standing up for my players. And looking back, it almost makes me think of what I could have done in that moment as well. And if it were to happen again, I would just walk off the field with my team. I don't think it was fair for them at the moment, and it was just very hectic. And I did tell my teammates, or my players, that it was not okay, but I do feel like my player was let down.
It's really hard to see how little that, society and the world has really changed since racism first began. Thank you, coaches, for sharing all your insights with us all. I learned so much about you guys, and I'm very grateful.
Okay, and now we're gonna watch a video featuring professional soccer players Z King, Amani Dorsey, and Jennifer Cujo.
My name's Sierra King. I am from New Jersey. I started playing when I was about 4. And so I have 2 older brothers, and they both played. So when I came out, I was just kind of destined to, kick a ball. But yeah, so it's been an interesting journey. I mean, I think, as a kid, a lot of people always dream of, being a professional athlete. And so I think every day I wake up and I still am kind of like, what? But no, I definitely would say my journey was a little unconventional, which, I think is beautiful. I think it's a beautiful part of just, I think the journey is the best part. And so, yeah, I'm just very thankful to be where I am today. I think that sports are just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just something that, builds character, you grow confidence, you meet new people, you make friends, and it's just a beautiful thing to be a part of. And I think that, a lot of girls kind of from a young age get kind of put into these boxes of what they can and can't do. And I think it's so important for girls to know that you can literally do anything you want to do. One of the first times I kind of experienced that, girls don't belong here type thing was, so our team played futsal, and so we played in a futsal league up in Princeton, and we always tried to enter both the boys and girls leagues because we loved that extra competition. And so they'd be like, oh, girls don't belong in the boys league and da-da-da-da. And we would get in there and we would serve them. I'm talking about we would make them cry, they'd leave the building crying. And it was just so funny because it's they tried to tell us that we didn't belong there. And little did they know that we were 100% capable of not only being on the same court as them, but serving them. So from a young age, we're programmed or just socialized to compete against each other. And, oh, I have to be prettier, I have to be this or that. And it's when women come together and girls come together, we're unstoppable. And, you know, instead of thinking like, okay, well, she's my competition or she's this or that, like, how can we fuel each other to be better as a whole, as women, as girls, as a whole? And I think that sports definitely allow you to build that, because it's like, okay, you're playing against your teammates in practice every day we're playing against each other. So at the end of practice, I might hate you and I might be, you know, mad that you beat me in that drill or whatever, but at the end of the day, you're my teammate. And I want to see you succeed so that we can succeed as a whole. And I think that's so comparable to just women and girls as a whole, because like I said, together we're unstoppable. I just want to say thank you to Girls Leading Girls for including me in this. You know, I think it's beautiful that you're creating spaces for girls to be themselves and to grow and to learn and to support each other. And I will always back, you know, that message and this organization. So thank you.
My name is Amani Dorsey. I am from Elkridge, Maryland, which is like central Maryland. And I play for Sky Blue FC. I'm a professional soccer player in coming up to my 4th year now, and play predominantly outside back, outside forward. Soccer story, I began playing when I was quite young. I was always involved in athletics. I remember initially doing t-ball when I was maybe like 5 or 6, and then my dad just brought me to some rec games, and I just absolutely loved it. And I think I was playing for about 3 years before trying out for my first travel team. When I was like a little bit younger, I think I played up a year. And I initially remember being so scared and nervous, like I would just run back to the car at tryouts because I didn't want to go out there. But once I finally got on the field, I felt like much more at peace and ended up making the travel team. Was playing club soccer in Maryland, so I was playing for SAC United for a while, and then we moved to Free State. But I had the same coach for a number of years, Shannon Swarovski, who is like my idol, my mentor. She's incredible. And then after club, I committed to Duke my sophomore year, which was very early, about sophomore year of high school, but I just knew that was the school I wanted to go to, and had an incredible 4 years with Robbie Church, and the program down there is something that will forever be in my heart. I learned so much there as a person, as a player, and I think it prepared me and set me up so well for my career right now. And so I got drafted my senior year at Duke, 5th overall to Sky Blue FC, and that is where I've been ever since. It's so important for girls to play sports, and I believe that just from the experiences I've had growing up, and knowing what an impact sports has had on my life and who I've become, and helping me define who I am and what's important to me. I just remember as a young child in elementary school, like playing at recess on the blacktop and gaining so much confidence from being able to compete and enjoy that, and also compete with girls, but also with boys. Like I really learned a lot about myself as a child growing up playing sports. And I think as I've gotten older, there have been so many life moments and experiences that have allowed me to become a more humble person, a better teammate, a better sister, a better daughter. So many things that have taught me, that I've learned from soccer, that I think is so instrumental, and every girl should have the opportunity to be able to learn those life lessons through something that they love and enjoy. One of my role models is, her name is Shannon Swarovski. She was my club coach growing up. From about 13 to high school, and it was really cool because her daughter played on my team as well, and we're like best friends still to this day. We went to high school together, we spent all of our time together, but she really she is an incredible player, played on the 91 Women's World Cup team, is an incredible just human being as well, and she taught me so many technical, minute details of the game, but also just how to be a good teammate and how to be a strong woman. I mean, she faced a lot of sexism and discrimination. Being a female coach and being a good female coach for a good team, and just getting hate for that for no reason. I see a lot with female coaches that they're like criticized for being too soft or being too hard or being too, they're too focused on like people's feelings, and it's just everything under the sun. And just like kind of watching her, looking back on it and seeing her face that, and then kind of still implement in us that it's what's important is being a good person and a good teammate, is something that I'll never forget. I had to kind of be at this gala and speaking to you all, but I just wanted to say thank you for the work that you're doing. It's so important, and don't let anybody tell you that you aren't enough and you don't matter. You have so much power within you, And it is so important that you just keep working in this community and learning more about yourselves, because you guys are going to be serving the world and making an impact, and that is so important and so special.
My name is Jennifer Cujo. I was born and raised in Ghana, which is West Africa. I started playing soccer when I was 3 years old, playing with my sister in our backyard, and that's how I fell in love with the game. Let your job speak for you. Every time you play, the job has to speak for you. The way you play on the field, that's gonna sell you. That's what is gonna, and if one thing is like, when you get to a level, you make to that top stage, it doesn't mean it has to end there, or you let only that speak for you. It's like every day consistent of your life, the way you play have to speak for you. I hope that in the next few years, the change is gonna actually happen, because I believe that it will happen. It's just a matter of time. And still everybody needs to stand up and make sure that if you see your friend, bullying somebody or, racial profiling, you just have to stand up and be like, no, that's not right. It doesn't matter whether you're white or black or brown. You see anybody, you do that. If everybody can do that, the world will be in a good place. We will not hate each other or anybody. So I hope that kids will see me and other people and then know that, no matter what they go through, doesn't have to stop you from achieving your goal. You have to keep pursuing your goal. You have to keep going and make sure you surround yourself with good people. Thank you, Girls Leading Girls, for having me today. I was so blessed to be able to share my story with you, and I hope that in the near future, I will see one of you in the pro, or a lot of you guys in the pro, because I know if I can do this, I know you can do this. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter where you are. Either in a small town or big city, you can still become who you are. So don't give up. Keep fighting and keep working hard. Always let your job speak for you. So thank you.
Now we'd like to share some quick words of wisdom from our U.S. Women's National Team players and World Cup champions, Christine Lilly and Jessica McDonald, and our surprise guest.
Hi, it's Christine Lilly, and I want to give a shout out to Girls Leading Girls, and specifically Brianna, who's running this organization and this gala. Obviously, it's a virtual gala with everything going on in the world these days. Everyone's trying to reach and stay connected and help others by having fundraisers virtually. So I'm here just to share a little bit of a story and to hopefully help your gala go well and people that support what you're doing. Obviously, I was a soccer player for the U.S. team for over 23 years, but more importantly, the impact that sports had on my life, not just soccer, basketball, softball, other sports that I played, had such a huge impact on my life. It gave me an instant community to be a part of, a team. It gave me the confidence, the self-esteem to feel good as an individual and helping in other parts of my life. And nowadays, it's been a huge impact in who I am right now. And I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for sports. And I love that you want to have female role models standing in front of these young girls. I'm coaching now and I teach young girls and boys, and I think it's important for them to see a female standing before them and not just the men. I think it shows both the boys and girls the respect, and it gives the young girls a visual of what they could be one day. So, Girls Leading Girls, I'm proud of what you're doing, Brianna. I hope everyone's supporting this organization. I hope the virtual gala goes well, and best of luck to everybody, and take care.
Hi you guys, Jessica McDonald here from the USA Women's National Soccer Team and the North Carolina Courage, and just know that it is definitely a privilege to be a part of your virtual gala for Girls Leading Girls, and I think it's super cool what you guys are all about. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart how important it is for girls to dabble into sports. I think it's a great way to build relationships. It's a great way to compete, and obviously exercise is great as well. So I think it's really bold for girls to play sports in a very good way. I grew up obviously being a multi-sport athlete, and I try to inspire little girls out there to, want to play sports. I think it's just great for you, great for your body, great for your brain. So I hope you guys enjoy what you do and continue to love it as well.
Hey there, it's Mia Hamm. I want to give a shout out to the GLG Soul girls soccer team. You know, one of the things I love about playing sports, and especially soccer, is what it taught me about myself. It helped me learn how to set goals, how to be a part of a team, understand when I needed to step forward and show more leadership. And it taught me resiliency. So I'm hoping you guys continue to stay motivated, keep investing in yourselves and each other to get better, and go out there and compete. Competition is fun. It creates an environment that I know for us as a team meant to make each other better. Okay? Take care and good luck. Bye.
I'm so inspired by Mia Hamm and the other national team players. I remember watching Mia Hamm as a young girl and wanting to be just like her. This has been an amazing night. Maya, what was your favorite part of the show?
My favorite part of our virtual gala was getting to vote on the best team videos. They were so good.
To close out our evening, we have one final video, a special musical performance by a good friend of mine with an amazing voice, Sarah Cruz. But before we start her video, to send you off into the night feeling uplifted and hopeful,
remember to bid on our auction items by 8:30 p.m. tonight. Donate if you can one more time to our scholarship and free programs, and email us your completed scavenger hunt sheet.
Thank you everyone from the bottom of our hearts for being here tonight, supporting our mission, and empowering the women and girls in our community. Up now is our special musical performance for you to dance your way into the holidays and the new year. We'll see you on the pitch and in the new year. Cheers to 2021. Good night.
Hey girls leading girls. My name is Sarah Cruz. I'm really excited to be here with you all today. And I'm excited to sing This Girl Is on Fire. Alicia Keys, we say thank you. She's a wonderful woman and that has been supporting women for a long time. So let's all be here together. Sing with me if you'd like. And here we go. She's just a girl and she's on fire. Hotter than a fantasy. Lonely like a highway. She's living in a world and it's on fire. Filled with catastrophe. But she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She got her head in the clouds and she's not backing down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire.
I want to thank Girls Leading Girls for introducing the topic of anti-racism.
I'd like to thank SF Soul because they've given me some great role models to look up to and just see that we can have female leaders. And yeah, I just love being part of it.
She's on top of the world. Hottest of the hottest girls say, oh, oh, oh. We got our feet on the ground and we're burning it down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got our head in the clouds and we're not coming down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire. Everybody says that she goes by, 'cause they can see the flame that's in her eyes. Watch her as she's lighting up the night. Nobody knows that she's a lonely girl. and it's a lonely world, but she gon' let it burn, baby, burn, baby. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire. Whoa, 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 she's just a girl and she's on fire. Go girls, you got it.